Today we're coming at you with our first impressions on the Puma Court Rider 2.0. Not bad. Let's do it. Welcome back to our channel, guys. Today we got our first impressions on the Puma Court Rider 2.0. I think that's what these were called. Puma Court Rider 2.0. That's right. The Puma's coming out with all these different shoes now. You know what these remind me of a little bit? Is the Puma Clyde, just like with the profile. But Chase, what do we think about at least the appearance for these bad boys?
They're okay. I don't know. I wouldn't have gone with this colorway specifically.
Hey, what are you trying to say?
But
honestly, now that I'm looking at it, I didn't realize this is camo. I did not realize that was camo.
these things are a little busy.
Ah, you know what? I'm not feeling the colorway now either. And I was really liking it before you brought that up.
These basketball shoes?
These are basketball shoes. Yep, that's what we review on this channel, for anyone who doesn't know.
Honestly, they don't really look like it. You know what actually these kind of look like to me?
What?
These kind of look like the Trae Youngs.
Where the basketball go?
Trae Young 2s. That's over there.
Basketball's over there. So, Trae Young 2s. You know what? I see that a little bit with that little foam piece right there. I'm not sure, we're clearly off in a different brand right now, but I do see that a little bit. So yeah, Puma Court Rider 2.0. Just another shoe to come out of basketball, or another shoe to come out of Puma's brand for basketball. And look, I have been huge on Puma basketball shoes. I've got a lot of flack for putting the Puma Mellow Ball 2 at like the top of my top shoes from last year. I just don't feel anything wrong with that model. Like the surrounding cushioning and the cushioning under your foot is so soft. If you play on a dirty court, then like you don't count, because obviously you're gonna think the traction's bad. The traction's one of the strongest points on a clean court, so that has to matter. Puma's been making some nice basketball shoes. Done a lot of talking about this, not this Puma basketball shoe though, and I haven't even gotten there, but we're already at mid-court. We're past mid-court. Haven't even mentioned the merch yet. So come on back to me. Come on back to me. What kind of socks do we got today? We're excited.
We got the new baller socks out there. If you guys like how clean they are on our website, but also on our website, we got some baller t-shirts out there.
Look at this.
Ballers
Look at
are brand.
this.
Very nice. Check them out on our website.
We got a few different designs, like you were saying. We got this one, we got like Baller X, just some different stuff that we've been putting out there. Like you said, check them out. Hoodies, socks, shirts, all that stuff. Trying to roll that out there for you. We like the designs. Hopefully you do too. Back to the Puma Court Rider 2.0. I got it. That's a long name. These retail for $100. That actually, I think, makes them eligible, would have made them eligible for my top 5 budget-friendly list from like last year's model if these released early enough. I just know that like they put out so many shoes. I don't know when these actually released, so I'll kind of include that in my full review whenever I go back and break them down. But like my first impressions on these, I think they look pretty nice, aside from apparently the colorway. Now Chase kind of ruined that for me, but the model looks nice. Almost all Puma shoes play nice. Let's check it out. All right, so now I'm getting on the court, kind of putting some shots up, seeing how this feel for more of the performance side. Before we do that, what are we thinking? Puma Court Vision Rider 2.0, something like that. $100 shoe. I mean, the colorways, not the one we were maybe envisioning.
For $100,
$100, we rock with it. $100, we rock with it. I'm there. Also, guys, this is our first impressions. As you can see, we're outdoors, where everyone hates us to be whenever we're reviewing basketball shoes. That's because we're always gonna take these indoors, do like a full performance breakdown, dive into the tech specs, all that. That comes out in like a week, maybe 2 weeks from the time that you're watching this video. Be on the lookout for that. And also, it's our first impressions. Kind of the whole reason we started this is anything you want to see on our channel as we continue to grow. We want you guys to like throw that in the comments. Let us see. We'll try and include it. Different stuff like that, different shoes you want us to review. All that, feel free to throw it down below. Now we'll go ahead and start talking about the shoe, and we'll start off with the cushioning. So these are going to have, what are they going to have? I don't know why I started off like that, like I knew where I was going. I don't know. They didn't put on the shoe what's in it. Like I know they use nitro, they use pro foam, so like it could be anything like that. It's just not labeled on there, so I'm gonna dive into that a little bit more once I actually take these indoors, sit down and check them out. But as for how they feel, it's kind of what this is for. They feel like a $100 shoe. Keeping that in mind, a $100 shoe, I mean, they feel like they got some nice initial padding. Like I definitely like what I felt so far, but I will say, it's gonna be pretty much like all Puma basketball shoes. It's gonna be very like balanced. You get about the same, what you feel in the front's about the same thing you're gonna get in the back. I don't feel like they juice either portion, but like a nice initial soft layer. I can't complain about that. Talking about the support, I'll actually kind of come back to you a little bit real quick. So there are some like straps kind of tied into the lacing system. A lot more shoes do this now. You see these laces kind of wrapped onto that. Pulling that tighter, I purposely didn't tighten them all the way to kind of give you that look. But pulling that tighter really pulls the model kind of together, and that gives you a more supportive feel. For low top models, that kind of does matter, because these also feel like they're going to be super light, so it's not like a huge deal. But at the same time, I mean, you do, ooh, come back to me. It knew I wanted a redemption shot. It knew I wanted a redemption shot. But as far as like the support on this low top model with as light as they are, can't complain. Last thing we'll look at now is the traction. Give you a shot at the pattern real quick. Puma is like next level for traction. Almost all their shoes play nice. What do we got here?
I don't know. This is all different to me.
That's straight random.
Usually they use a rubber compound. This is a foam type.
Yeah, like this feels so that's like he's saying. So a lot of their.
I want to see the sizing too.
Let's see this. Okay, so we'll talk about the sizing before I go deeper into the traction. But these actually have a nice. These aren't very narrow. For a second, they look narrow. Honestly, they feel pretty standard, not very wide. As far you got a little bit near the edge though. Less than a thumb's width for like the length.
10.5, right?
Yeah, 10.5. So honestly, if you like extra room to play in, I would probably go half size up because toe's pretty much right there already. But back to the traction, like you were saying, Puma has been, I've been on Puma like for traction. They have had some of the better playing just shoes and like feels like that out there whenever it comes to traction alone. So whenever we're talking about traction, Puma's almost always in a good spot. These feel like they're gonna be right there with them. Like Puma cannot put out a bad shoe whenever it comes to like just traction. I love it. Like,
I don't know about outdoors though for this one.
Yeah, well for outdoors, yeah, because it does feel like it's a little bit of a foam model. So I don't know about the durability. The grooves are somewhat deep, but we've seen it in Under Armour. Whenever you take foam outdoors, it's kind of a toss up for how long it's gonna last. But $100 on the Puma Court Rider, I'm telling you, they couldn't make a bad shoe if they tried. They couldn't make a bad shoe if they tried. The model feels light. Cushion's gonna be above average for $100. Cushion's gonna be above average for $100. I feel like especially on an indoor court, but we'll have to take them indoors to check that out. That's gonna wrap up our first impressions on the Puma Court Rider 2.0. I had a hard time getting that name down this review. Honestly, I'm a fan of these. I didn't even know what these were. I'm assuming, like, right by assumption, you would assume there's like a Puma Court Rider 1. So I don't know how those played, but these play nice. Like the overall look, they don't look much like a basketball shoe. Like they're walking that fine line between casual and basketball with this model, but they feel like they perform like a basketball shoe. The cushioning is definitely there. It's nothing like, it's like $100 cushioning, but like slightly more, maybe like 105. The support, you got those nice features. Traction, Puma always kills that. Not a pretty sleek model, I can't complain.
So for $100, people are gonna ask, is it worth the $100 for your first impressions?
$100 for a basketball shoe. Puma, they've built up some very good standing with me over time. Looks like they're gonna do it again. These feel like they're gonna play great, but guys, like I said, we're gonna break these all down, let you know about the cushioning, the tech specs, all the different like stuff going on within this model. That whole breakdown indoors is gonna come out in about a week or two, so make sure that you're on the lookout for that. But that's gonna wrap up our first impressions. Until next time, peace.